Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April 17th, 2025 meeting of the Montclair Historic Preservation Commission. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Montclair Historic Preservation Commission. Notice has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting a copy of the notice on the first floor of the municipal building and by sending a copy to the Montclair Times, the Star Ledger, and the Herald News. We are also being broadcast live on Channel 34 Montclair and remotely streamed on YouTube. So, with that, Zainab, would you do the roll call?
Yes. Chair Bennett.
Present.
Vice Chair Graham.
Here.
Mr. Reimnett.
Here.
Mr. Rooney is not present. Mr. Sweeney is not present. Mr. Giuliano.
Here.
Mr. Pierre is not present. Mr. Mixer is not present. And Ms. Floyd?
Here.
Mr. Smolin?
Here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We have approval of the minutes, and you have to help me out here because we have to make sure that we have the proper quorum for each one. So the first one, we didn't approve February 20th at the last meeting because we did not have a quorum to approve this. So we have myself, can you vote on the minutes of?
I can vote on those. I
don't think you
didn't
could
prepare them for tonight. I didn't realize we didn't vote on them last session.
Oh, that's okay.
And I wasn't here last session, so.
Okay, so Nick is here. Can you vote on the February 20th? Yes. And Zena, can you vote on the February 20th?
I wasn't here, though.
You weren't here on February 20th.
I have you marked as present for.
Oh, okay,
February
okay, then I was here. I'm thinking of the, yes.
No,
I
you
was.
were-
I'm sorry. Last meeting,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Okay, so we have, and Mr. Reimnett's not here. So we have Mr. Giuliani, Ms. Floyd, myself, and Mike can vote, correct?
Which is a quorum. yeah.
Which is a quorum. Okay, so may I have a motion to approve the minutes of February 20th? And I think it was as written from February 20th. There were no additions or corrections. So,
Motion to approve.
thank you. And second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And then we
I'm going to
have,
abstain just because I didn't get a chance to review.
okay. And then we have the minutes of our last meeting, which are March 20th. Are there any additions or changes to the minutes?
No, I did read it.
I'll note for the record that Mr. Sweeney has arrived.
Okay, great. Hello. So let us just make sure we have a quorum for this one. Mr. Reimnitz was here. Mr. Sweeney was here.
Yes.
Mr. Giuliani
Where do I find the name tag?
was
They're
here.
coming. We all got them.
And, well, I was here. Okay, so we have myself, Mr. Reimnitz, Mr. Sweeney, and Mr. Giuliano. So we have a quorum to vote and approve the minutes. Okay? So, would you please? Thank you. So Mr. Sweeney has made a motion. Who'd like to second the motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And I abstain. Thank you.
All right. Resolution. We also have a resolution that we could not approve last month because we didn't have a quorum. And this is resolution application for total demolition of a historic structure, number 2024-34, application for development number 2909. And this was the total demolition of a historic structure located at 144 Union Street, Montclair, New Jersey, also designated, it's designated on the tax map of Montclair, and we provided advice to the Board of Adjustment. And that was last month. So the four people that were here, Mr. Giuliano, Mr. Sweeney, myself, and Ms.
I was not here.
You were not, who was,
Ms.
Mr. Reimnitz
Floyd.
was here. Okay, so we can have a motion to approve this resolution.
I move to approve.
Okay, second?
I just want to clarify, we did approve it last time, but we decided, because we didn't have a lot of the people that were actually at that final meeting, we were going to ratify it today. I think that's the same one we're talking about on the, on Union.
I thought it was because we didn't have a quorum last month.
Yeah, so the
You're talking about
members
March?
who were here, who were not part of the
We had-
quorum.
Right.
had
Approved
5
or-
people.
No, but, okay,
The minutes say we had 5 people
Let's see,
approved it.
Rooney was not here tonight.
Huh?
Oh, last time? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, this is the 20th. 5 people was certainly a quorum.
okay, so to clarify, we are approving it tonight. Mr. Sweeney, our
Okay, whatever.
attorney, no,
No,
just,
you're
just,
telling me.
you're,
I would note, it shows Mr. Sweeney's being absent. I believe you were there.
I was only distinguishing, we actually approved it, but I said, what I had recommended last time, because we were missing a number of people who were there, that we would just ratify it. It was actually approved, and this is just out of caution.
I was there, but I could not vote because I wasn't there the previous meeting.
Oh, you didn't vote? Oh, okay, so the
Oh,
minutes are
yeah.
wrong.
and Mr. Sweeney, you're noted as abstaining or absent?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about the March,
No, this is
you're talking about February.
February.
Oh, I'm looking at March, okay, so I wasn't there on
And the resolution.
in February.
When is the
See,
resolution?
that's what happens when you come
February or
late.
March? Doesn't have a date on the
The
front.
first hearing
Garage
was,
demolition.
like, I guess for the hearings, right? The first hearing was December 19th, and then the second one was February
See, I wasn't
20th.
here for this one. I
Okay.
can't vote
Okay.
on it. I can't vote on it.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
I can't vote on this resolution.
okay, so are we back to, all right, how many people, we have 4 people quorum that can vote on this?
I'm not able to vote on
You,
this.
you can't vote on it?
No.
Okay, I can vote on it, Mr. Graham
Yeah,
can
so-
vote on it, Mr. Rooney's not here, Mr. Reimnitz can't vote on it, Mr. Sweeney cannot vote on it, Mr. Giuliano can vote on it, and Ms. Floyd can as an alternate because
Well,
you're,
just a quick point of clarification. Mr. Sweeney, were you abstaining or were you absent from?
You're talking about the February 20th? I was not.
This was, okay,
that's what,
I see, okay.
See, I didn't realize we were going over 2 sets of minutes.
no, okay, and then this is the resolution. That's what we're talking about now. Okay, so, Ms. Floyd, Mr. Giuliano, myself, okay, we only have 3 that can vote. So we'll have to postpone this to the resolution to ratify, to approve it for the
The May 15th.
May 15th meeting. Okay. And so let's look at this, though. Myself, we need Steve here to, Steve, Scott, and Zena. Then we would be able to approve it. Okay.
And Mr. Giuliano can vote as
And
well.
Mr. Giuliano, we're anticipating you're going to be here.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, committee reports. We had a slow month in terms of minor applications. The minor application committee did meet on April 10th. We reviewed application 2025-6, Janelle Nell and Spa at 540 Valley Road for windows and signage. That is still pending. And then we discussed application 2025-7, Soul Bistro at 537 Bloomfield Avenue, signing and awning, and that's still pending, correct? Okay, thank you. Education and outreach, next month is May, and it's Preservation Awards. So our Preservation Awards, the deadline, and for you people at home, anybody that would like to nominate a structure for Preservation Award, the application is now online. The deadline is May 10th, and what I was going to suggest to our commissioners is that we do the award ceremony at the beginning of our May meeting, which is May 15th at 7 o'clock. Is that okay with everybody?
That should work, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we had a banner year last year, so we'll see what happens this year. Researching your home's history. which is a collaborative effort with the library and the Montclair History Center, will be held this year on May 17th and May 21st. That's a Wednesday and a Saturday in the Tower Room at the library. That registration, did I send that to you? Okay, so that should be up on the website, and anybody that would like to participate in that, I would suggest calling Zanab at the planning department or the library if you want to register. And it's a really good program because what you'll do is the library will take the address that you're researching it, they will pull their deed books, and then the HPC will go over our website and the information that's available at the website, and then the Montclair History Center will trudge over a couple of tax maps and go over the tax maps. So it's a good way to understand, when your house was built. You'll possibly find out who the architect was. And also, the big surprise that people don't know is that some of these structures are actually in the 1982, what we call the Junior League book. So they're designated by the state, which is always a surprise that people are happy about. Okay, now we're going up for grants. I'm very happy to report that with Zanab's help, the CLG annual report was put in, right? Submitted. The 2024 Upper Montclair Commuter District Phase 2. Could you just give us an update on that, please?
Yeah, that was submitted on April 11th, and we're waiting to hear back.
Oh, do we have RFPs for that yet? No, this is the second phase.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, so we got the RFP from Connolly Hickey, and council approved us committing to a contract with them, and we're just waiting on signatures, so we should have the kickoff meeting soon.
Great. And I just wanted to clarify, do all of the owners of the structures within that area, will they get notified by postcard?
Yes, I believe they do. I have to double check when in the process.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know there was some confusion when we did the oak crop, so they have to be, the owners should be notified, because people, they wonder what these strange people are doing looking at their houses. So I don't know how you notify, if it's by mail or by email, but that's something that you should clarify maybe with Janice. And then the 2025 CLG grant, we submitted it, thanks again to Sanab and Zenith. That was the grant is submitted for a historic survey structure of the South End and Miller Street area in Montclair. We are currently working on the New Jersey Historic Trust grant for a preservation plan for what we call the police building, and which is actually, in the official language, it's the first municipal building of Montclair, which is at the corner of Valley and Bloomfield Avenue. So we are working on that. That needs to be submitted next Thursday, and Zanab is going to FedEx our application down to Trenton on Wednesday, correct? Yes. We're waiting on a resolution from the council meeting for which will be approved on Tuesday night. Okay, then myself and John Reimitz, we had a virtual meeting yesterday with the architect of the proposed addition for the Bellevue Avenue Library, which is really very informative. We're still waiting to hear details of the project. It's a big grant. They're going for a few million dollars, and it entails, in addition to the rear of the Bellevue Library, which will, it will then be able to become ADA accessible, and some more meeting space, children's room, more things like that. Do you want to say anything?
We heard a lot about it. We didn't see
Right.
anything. So we have yet to see their actual conceptual proposal, which is what they're trying to achieve. The addition is the same size in terms of footprint as what you perceive from, what is that, Bellevue, you know, and it's just turned in the back. To give you
Like an
a
L.
sense of how big it's going to be. So we're waiting to see, you know, it all sounded good, and the architect and the board seemed to take comments and take them in, and we're serious about them, so.
And we will be reviewing those plans too, whenever they come through. I don't know exactly when. I know at the end of this year or maybe the beginning of next year. And then the New Jersey History and Historic Conference, the annual conference this year on June 4th and 5th. It's going to be down in Burlington, New Jersey. So we have enough money in the budget if anyone, it's far away. I mean, Burlington is a good ride, but I've been asked to speak again, so that's a plus if anyone wants to come. Are you going, Stephen? Will you be at that? Okay, so that's June 4th and 5th. So Zanab, if you could just send out a notice to people to ask whether or not they want to come or will be attending, because I believe the application is probably $65, around there. Okay, and I think does anyone have any other comments on committee work? No? Okay. All right, thank you. So moving on to public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the HPC? You're welcome to come to the mic. Would you like to? Oh, okay. All right, old business. There is no old business according to our agenda. So our new business is Section 106, is the Section 106 advisory review for 27 Hillside Avenue, the Montclair Inn, Block 1406, Lot 18, and it's the window replacement. And I was not at that meeting, so I'm going to turn it over to,
Michael and I were.
yes.
Yes, Mr. Rimus and I and Mr. Rooney were able to meet with the board, and we were given a tour of the facility. We reviewed the current state of the windows. They presented some information about what they were planning to replace those windows with. Primarily, Mr. Rimus gave some very helpful feedback about what we thought would be compliant.
We'll see
So.
if they took it.
Yeah, yes, but it was a very productive meeting, and it's a very worthwhile project in our estimation.
So Zanab, what you sent through today, are these the windows that they're using?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess these are the windows that you recommended.
Well, yeah. Is there someone here to speak to this? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Please.
Where we start talking about
Sorry, come forward. Now, do we have to swear them in? Test, no, right?
Yeah.
It's not a hearing, okay. So if you could just identify yourselves for us and for the public and what your association is with the Montclair Inn?
Sure, I'm Joy Kay, and I am the Executive Director of the Montclair Inn.
There's a little button there to turn on the mic.
And it's green?
It's green.
Oh, you can sit down too.
Whatever's more comfortable. Yeah. There's also an additional chair in the back. If there's additional chairs in the back, if you'd like to bring one up.
And would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Star Preston. I am Vice President of the Board of Trustees of the Montclair Inn.
Okay, thank you. And we're just waiting for you.
And I'm Roland Muller. I'm with Pella Windows
okay.
out of Parsippany, New Jersey.
Okay, thank you. So, I wasn't there, this is a application to replace all of the windows, all of the windows?
Not all.
Not all, okay. Well, why don't you speak?
Yeah.
Not all of the windows, but the windows in the residence rooms and in three of the common area rooms.
Okay.
That you're not replacing?
That we are replacing. The
Which ones
kitchen-
are you not replacing? Is there a lot of them, do you know?
The basement windows we're not replacing, the sunroom windows we're not replacing, and the first floor office.
Okay. You're still replacing the windows on the front facade?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Have you seen this, Stephen? No.
I just want to clarify, only the top of the front facade, so the ones on the lower level of the front facade are not being replaced. Those are the sunroom and the office.
Yeah.
That's on the first story?
Those are on the first story, and those are not being replaced.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got the right page. The side, that's, right.
Would you happen to have the photograph elevations, or is that, there?
And they're all being replaced with pellet windows. Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is that your presentation? You done?
Yes.
We can ask questions then.
So, but you were referring to a photo?
Yes, there are photographs.
there's
Oh,
photo.
wait a minute, there's something more coming, okay.
It's in the,
So I emailed everyone a copy.
Thanks.
All right, you emailed it today. Yes, thank you. I
Thank
I
you.
didn't see this one.
On the second floor, there had been some talk about potentially, I think, maintaining some of the
This is
windows with the
that
lead
sheet.
buttons. Was that,
It's
was-
our, oh, sorry.
I was just wondering if there's any, if that's still an option.
So Zanab was able to provide us with what was what was done at the Bellevue Theater, so that's our intention, is
Okay.
to align with that.
I understand.
is that for all the windows that have the leaded?
On the,
The
yes, on the
detail.
second floor of the
Are
front
you replacing
facade.
anything on the ground floor? There's
No.
leaded above casement, you're not replacing those?
No.
No.
Okay.
Not
Um,
windows.
These windows that are the 2/2, you're essentially leafing through it. It seems to me you're using them everywhere, right? I guess my comment would be, that's not historically correct, because on the back side of the house, they used a different window, as if they saved some money in the back, or they did. But it does look, what do you think of that, Steve? Not to match the historic window to the, there's a couple windows in the back that are double hung, but the mutton bar runs through the middle of both sashes horizontally, as opposed to this being 2/2.
On the north side, toward
On the north side, yes.
heading down St. Luke's, looking back.
And there's a few windows that don't have any muttons, they're just double hung. Is that correct? Am I, I look at the photos, that's what I see. Are those old historic ones in the back, they have a different pattern to them?
They do.
They do, okay. But you're proposing, I'm just trying to understand, you're proposing to do this 2/2 everywhere, throughout? Okay.
You're talking about, I guess it's on the third floor adjacent to maybe a fire escape?
There's, on the third floor and the second floor, they're just double-hung windows,
Oh, I see.
what I'm looking at.
Do you have,
And on
storm windows
the,
over
and
there?
on the first floor, I'm sorry, and on the first floor, they're horizontal muttons, double hungs. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to ascertain whether, when we're looking at the pictures, if there's storm windows, sort of an add-on storm window over the regular window?
So the
Is that
storm-
what exists now?
The existing storm
Oh, okay.
windows will be removed, so there will be no storm, and the intention is to be consistent. So where you see those windows that were previously replaced and don't align with not only the current other windows, but the proposed new windows, those are going to be replaced so that they will be uniform.
And you wouldn't have storm windows?
No, there will be no
okay.
storm
No, I
windows.
understand that. I just wanted to make
Yes.
sure.
Yes, so
Okay.
yeah, our intention on the board is to continue upon and build upon what Joy has been doing in her 10 years to restore it to its glory. And so it's our intention, and although things have been done sort of piecemeal in the years, past, we really want to present the aesthetic, the historic. I mean, I know it's not a historic building, but we really want to align with that aesthetic. That's our goal, and that's our intent.
Is this handout with the windows numbered so I can see the elevation? You have different lettering next to these windows in the photographs.
Yeah, it's, I want to say maybe in the second or third line down, you'll see there's a little, there's a room location, and then I believe there's a letter as well there.
Yeah, there's a thing called room location, and there's a letter next to it.
Where do you see that? Ah, great, thank you.
And then there's also sort of a sheet on the front that has the letters and sizing. It looks handwritten.
But all these are double hung 2/2.
Single.
Essentially, that's it, right? Within the existing opening of the window, so. Without the I don't have any questions.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have a couple. On the second to last page where it has the grill profiles, are you going to go with the ones that are on the glass or between the two panes?
They're going to be on the glass on both sides.
Okay.
Interior and exterior.
Okay. And is the glass going to be the low emissivity one, so it's like completely clear, doesn't just have the green kind of coloring to
You
it?
take that one.
It's going to be a low-E glass with argon.
Okay.
So it'll have on your number 2 surface, will have a sputter of the low-E coating. So just bring it to modern technology.
Okay.
And would be, help with further heating and cooling those.
And are these is it a fiberglass clad on the exterior or wood?
I have a sample here. It's a clad wood window
Okay.
with putty glazed grills that are bonded on the inside and the outside.
Okay, yeah, great. Sample would be really helpful.
Can you
to
bring
see.
it up?
Yeah, could I see it.
This is not the color. One right here.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
No, we can get.
So here it has the putty glaze to match what they've done, way back. It's all clad on the outside, pine on the inside. The hardware's probably going to be white, I would imagine. So, and it'll come with a half a screen.
And will the window on the outside, oh, it's black. For some reason it looked brown here.
Does,
Would you grab the color chip so?
Oh,
It's a color.
does Pella carry a exterior wood window?
We do.
You do. And that's something these are existing wood windows, so you made, is this a more expensive product or a less expensive product than the wood window? Prime, say it comes primed.
I wouldn't know
Roughly.
that.
I mean, be about almost the same price, but the maintenance would be the
Okay,
biggest thing.
so it's not dollars. I'm trying to understand why you picked, I haven't heard yet, why you've picked that
It's
over.
because we're a 501c3, and we just couldn't afford the maintenance on the wood windows. If you see what's behind, you have seen the condition of the wood windows in the front. And so right now, we have storm windows that are somewhat protecting the wood windows on the east and west sides. But unfortunately, if we were to go with a wood window, we would likely have to put storm windows back. And it's just, the maintenance is just cost prohibitive for us.
Will you still have the through the window ACs that I see here?
When we applied for the grant that is paying for these windows, we had hoped that they would approve mini splits as a part of.
Split systems, little split.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they did not, just with the cost of us trying to maintain the aesthetic of the windows, the cost,
Got it.
they just wouldn't approve them
Do you
both.
take the window ACs out during the?
We do.
Yes.
So
We do.
there's certain parts of the year where you'll see the whole window. Okay. got it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And are these going to be able to be installed without destroying or removing that beautiful scroll work down at
Oh,
the corner?
absolutely. That is
Okay.
not being touched.
Okay. Any other questions?
I just wanted to clarify, for the front facade, the windows on the second floor, so the pattern is going to be matched? Obviously,
Yes, yes.
it can't be the lead, but it will be
Right.
matched, right?
Yes, with
Okay.
that,
It's
and
gonna
with
be
with
the
that
lead.
5.
Oh, it's going to be the
an
lead?
applied lead. You're going to see the lead.
Oh, will
It's
be
gonna
lead.
applied
I'm not
to the
sure what,
window itself.
I'm not sure what was,
What the
our
detail
intent
is.
is to be consistent with what was done at Bellevue.
Which looks really
I can't
good.
speak
Yeah,
to
which looks
exactly
really good.
what that is. We
Yeah.
have to find, we'll have to find a supplier and installer, but it's our intention to align with what Zanat provided.
And the pattern will be the same as it is?
Yeah, so it'll be
Okay.
more of that 5/8
Yeah.
versus the 7/8 and in the other areas.
Did you reach out to the contractor from the Bellevue?
I did not.
Can I suggest who supplied the windows?
Yeah.
Okay, the company that supplied the windows for the Bellevue is,
I think it's Marvin. Is it Marvin?
well, yeah, but the distributor that handles a lot of different windows is WDI.
Oh, I'm familiar with
Okay,
WDI.
and,
Actually, I tried to get them, anyway.
So they're familiar with what happened there.
Okay, so to answer your question, Ms. Bennett, I did reach out to WDI, and so I will, that'll be a follow-up.
Okay,
That I
because
can do with
if you're
them.
trying to replicate that, you should really speak to them, at least speak to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you already have their contact information?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I have reached out to them,
Okay, all right, great.
yes.
Any other questions before we go to comments? No? And Mr. Smoley?
Yeah, just a couple. These are new construction windows, right? Not replacement or replacement sashes?
You know, it's new construction, replacements just have a little different profile, but these are, we've replaced windows, using this window on historic buildings.
Is the casing or trim around the exterior going to be modified as
No.
part of this? And I don't know, have you've seen all these windows in person that are being replaced?
Everyone.
What was the oldest one approximately? Are we replacing windows that are 80, 100 years old here? Or are they like, 30, 40-year-old windows?
I think they're all existing.
Yeah, of the existing windows, it kind of looks like a wide variety from different time periods.
The renovation was done initially in the 1990s. I looked in my office for historical data on the windows. I couldn't find anything. I don't think they replaced the windows in 1994, so I don't know when they were put in, but they are old. They have chains. They're very old windows.
That's what I was suggesting, is it's not historically, you're taking out windows that were installed one way with a certain design, because it was the back of the building, so they.
Simplified it,
Yeah,
yeah.
simplified things as they went to the back. So, this house, I don't think you really see the back of the house. I don't know, can you see? I didn't walk around. You're in someone's backyard
I
at
don't
that
think
point.
so. I don't think we were
Yeah,
able to, yeah.
And, as you say, when we look at this, it can be replaced. They're not doing any damage that doesn't allow someone to come back and say, make it historically more correct, if that's, I'm using those terms loosely, so.
Are you proposing exterior screens, or are they going to be interior pull down?
Going to be half screens on the outside.
Okay. I think that's, and any doors as part of this?
No.
Okay. I think that's kind of all I had for now.
It is difficult to see the back if you look from the street. Yeah.
I have a question about the width of the mullion. Are these wider than what's existing?
They're almost the same.
The same in, okay.
These are 7/8 or 5/8 grills.
Okay. And it was because we had come across this before, and the new ones were wider than what the existing one was.
The existing muttons in those windows are wood with putty stops that stop in the glass. So that's why he's suggesting using a
Putty glaze.
Putty glaze. It
Okay.
simulates a putty glaze, except you don't have the fingers and the thumbs and things trying to get that in there. I have another question. I heard screen. They do have screens on the outside?
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm looking at this window. Is that a full screen?
No, it would be a half, because these are all single hungs, so the screen would be here on the bottom. So when they put the AC units in, they'll have to take out the screens and store them.
And what's the frame of the screen? What's the color of the frame of the screen?
It'll match, it'll be white.
It's white, okay.
Correct.
And what kind of screen is it? You get different kinds. You get charcoal, you get some that you can see through better.
Well, it's an in-view, pellet in-view screen, which is not totally transparent, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
It doesn't take away from any of the grill pattern or any of the
Okay.
integrity of the window.
All right, any other questions? We'll open it up then for comments. Mike?
Just wanted to just mention again that we appreciate the tour when you allowed us to come in and view the operation. I think it's really impressive work that you do. It's important work that you do. I think that overall, working within your budget, I think that you've tried to do your best to maintain a level of historic integrity for this building. And in particular, if you're following the lead of the Bellevue Theater in the front, I think that's really the most important facade, thank you. And overall, I would say I'm supportive of how you've gone about trying to do this, and I'm generally supportive of your plan. So.
Thank you.
I too am supportive of the plan. I appreciate the arch top that you took the time and effort to do on the upper sash of a lot of these windows. I know that's not, is it a custom, are they going to do a custom curve to match that arch?
So these, the windows are actually rectangle windows with an arch sash.
Yeah, but is the arch of that?
That's
Yeah,
correct. Yep.
okay. Great, yeah.
Yes,
So
that was important to us to maintain that.
Yeah, no, I get it. So you made that extra effort. And if you do that work in the front, hey, great. More power
Thank
to
you.
you.
Mr. Sweeney?
I generally support it, and I sympathize as to the cost of doing all these windows. It's got to be extraordinary. But anyway, thank you for making the effort to try to preserve historic character.
Mr. Giuliani?
Yeah, I'm supportive of it. I can't say anything that my fellow commissioners haven't already said. I think it's a very good effort to, be cost conscious, but also put a window that looks correct in it. There's certainly cheaper alternatives somebody could propose. And I think this is a really good balancing act between, what works for your budget and what works for the building. And we're appreciative of the effort. So
Thank
I'm
you.
in favor.
Ms. Floyd?
One, I appreciate all the effort that Ms. Joy does for the Montclair, and it's incredible, you guys. My mom, we almost went there, so thank you for this.
You're
And
welcome.
to maintain as much of the character as possible within a budget has to be like, so thank you for that, and you guys are doing a great job, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Smalling, do you have any comment? Okay. So now we are or Senate will be writing a list for the 106 review. So what we've heard is that thanks to the committee that met at the Montclair Inn, that they're appreciative of what the extra work that you took on to, I guess, change some of the things that or some of the window frames that we had seen, profiles that we saw before. So I think that would be part of the big thing of the, and anything else?
Everyone was pretty supportive, so I'll write a.
Generally supportive.
And the board is supportive of what this final project is.
So I'll write a letter summarizing our site visit, the previous hearing, this one, and the outcome, which was all commissioners were supportive of the
Okay,
windows.
great. When do you think you'll start the project?
From what I understand, we will get word about the money the end of May,
Oh, good.
so hopefully July 1, we can start the project.
How long will it take for the windows to come in?
To come in, it's probably 8 weeks.
Oh,
8
okay.
weeks.
So we'll cross our fingers.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Just want
Okay.
to throw it out, I actually have a historic preservation degree
Oh,
from Roger Williams College, so
oh,
it's a university now, but.
right.
Yes. So
So-
we definitely had the right man for the job, and so he was able to provide some, expertise to us, and, we're very much appreciative of that. And I just wanted to thank Mr. Graham, Mr. Reimnitz, Mr. Rooney, who's not here, and of course Zanab, who really helped to get us all together and kind of, get us communicating. So I'm really grateful, and Joy, you got the grant to pay for these, so.
Then there's that.
There's
Yes.
the big piece of this puzzle, so thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the effort.
you very
Really
much.
well worth it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time out of your evening.
I do.
Okay, then, moving along. Okay, moving along, our next agenda item is a Board of Adjustment referral, application 2928, 18 Central Avenue, which is a partial story addition. And would you like to, all right, approach and tell us, identify yourself and tell us your association with the project?
My name is Gustavo Madrigal. I'm the owner, one of the owners. I own it with my wife, owner of 18 Central Avenue. Been there for about approximately 15 years now, so I've been there a while. We have an 11-year-old daughter, and we just, I would say a simple addition. We just want to add a bedroom and a bathroom, full-size bathroom on the. Basically, there's an existing one-story section of the house. We would just want to add on top of that partially to just add one bedroom and one bathroom. And in addition to that, we're also hoping to add a small deck in the back as well.
Okay, thank you. And I was looking for my papers. I didn't make the proper introduction. This structure is located in the Frog Hollow neighborhood. between Valley and Central Avenue. The house is part of an historic enclave known for its cohesive streetscape of similarly scaled late 19th and early 20th century frame houses. Although historically overshadowed from the bigger houses of Montclair, Frog Hollow has been recognized for its historic value with its potential as a historic district noted in Montclair's 2016 historic preservation element. And that's the reason that you're here tonight.
That's right.
We're going to give, recommendations.
Okay, great, thank you.
But, so having said that, and your testimony, I just wanted to inform our commission that you are requesting 2 variances from the, and not that we comment on that, and how it would impact the historic neighborhood and the street state. So it's a setback, a front yard setback, and also a side yard setback that you're requesting variances for.
Yeah, I believe the way that the house is currently, at least when we purchased it, it was already in the code, but non-code, I guess, so it needed a variance before. I guess it's been older than the code was there. So I guess technically, it's that the application fee would be for the existing structure, and that because we're building on top of it, then I guess it's, if that's what has to be done, then that's what has to be done, so I appreciate it. So, yeah.
Right, I just
Yeah.
wanted our commissioners to be aware of that. Like I said, we don't have any authority over granting
Yeah, it's
the
probably a
variance.
different meaning, right? But just to be clear, there's no expansion of footprint, so to speak. It's just building on top of, partially building on top of what's already there.
Right,
So,
and
yeah.
then from what I saw from the plans, you're connecting 2 gables. There's going to be, you're creating a new gable on the, as you look at the house on the right side, to intersect with the main gable, correct?
If you don't mind, just explain what a gable is. I'm not familiar
Oh, the
with
roof.
term.
The roof. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So my architect suggested that right now because the original house was probably the historical part. Alongside that, there was an addition done at some point after, I'm not sure when. And because it was done after, and because just the history of the neighborhood, it wasn't done, like, it's not aesthetically pleasing, so it's currently, there's kind of like this jagged edge that comes out. And so the idea is the architect wanted to kind of have some aesthetic.
Cohesiveness.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the intent. But also to maintain that, thank you. To maintain the original house of the old house, which was roughly approximately 140 years old from what I understand. We want to leave that the same because to your point, right, we just want to keep that historical frame there, that structure, but just understanding that we need to modernize and need a little more space, utilize that existing part of the house that's the addition and just kind of try to build on top of it. But not building the whole thing, just partial, right? So we're trying to keep it kind of in proportion. It is a small house, want to keep it a small house, but just need a little bit more space.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about that before we open up to the commissioners to ask questions?
I can't think of anything else, no, at the moment, yeah.
All right, thank you. So I always start with Ms. Floyd. Do you have any questions for Mr. Madrigal?
Madrigal.
Madrigal, like a madrigal?
No, I'm not right with this one.
Okay. Mr. Giuliano?
I don't have any questions.
Mr. Sweeney?
Just a question, the one story that was built after the original house? And what were the time frames of the two?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I would imagine it's been a long time.
Actually, you did a review that shows a map that shows, it looks like the one-story addition
Yeah,
was built originally.
the shed dormer portion, like in the north, kind of east, I think is original. And then I believe something was added on the back or west side that's now jutting out. It's about 2/3 the width of the back, kind of essentially where the deck is getting added onto.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Rennick?
It looks like to me you're tying in on the ground floor, the one-story underneath this sloping roof that forms the porch. And it looks like you're carrying the line of it all the way across. And it looks like to me you're proposing to remove the existing roof over that area and totally to get this to line up and actually work out like this.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take the roof and the framing
Of the addition of.
of the existing.
Yes, of the addition
In order
existing.
to tie it all together.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only way it could
Is
really
there,
be.
is there a reason why you went to these horizontal sort of transom windows on the side, and you have one in the front too, it looks like? Is there a reason for? It's a whole different window style, so
Oh, so yes.
why
that-
I'm
so, yeah,
asking
if you don't
why.
mind- If you don't mind kind of educating me on this. I think the idea is to keep as much of the same, are you saying on the north side, facing the north side, or on
Well,
the
if-
facing
if-
Central
if-
Avenue?
If you look at your front elevation, and you look at the double hung windows on the old.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're
I
all
guess-
vertical, they're vertical windows, double hung. And that would have been, what would have been all the way around this,
Mm-hmm.
or was, or is, I don't see the photographs from the side, but.
Yeah.
So, the transom window has these awning transom windows is drawn.
Yeah.
A very modern, very contemporary kind of window.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure is appropriate here. Is
Yeah.
there a reason though for,
Well, the only thing I told the architect was that I wanted to, since I was doing this, the work, I wanted to maximize the amount of light as possible. So perhaps he took in the size of the window as a consideration on that comment.
well, you'll get more glass.
Yeah.
If you go with a, larger window, double hung.
Double, okay.
And carry that as a motif around.
So, for example, so I understand, so for example, on the addition, it shows.
The right
like-
side
And the right side,
elevation,
maybe
elevation.
using the second story as an example, where you have like a window and you have like a cross, and you're saying you don't see that cross on the existing
No,
windows?
what I'm saying is, take your look at the front elevation.
Yeah.
Ground floor, those two windows.
Yeah.
They're molded together. Take that same image and put it in place of those transom windows are windows that are up high, you can't see out of.
So move this up here to make a double window?
No,
Move
I'm
this
saying,
up?
I'm taking the front elevation and moving it to your right side elevation, right side.
Right side,
Elevation
the-
to the right.
This one?
No.
I'm looking,
The other picture.
I'm looking at, you call it right side elevation. on
Oh,
your
right
drawing.
side elevation, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, right side elevation.
Those are all transom narrow windows.
Oh, yeah, I
Take the
did that.
windows in the front.
Oh,
and
so
just
you're
move
saying
them around.
bring the big windows over to the side?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So the idea there was,
Oh, okay.
all right, so I understand. Sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion. So basically the north side, the right side elevation, which I consider the north. A lot of it had to do with our neighbors. If you guys are familiar with who our neighbors, it's this huge, big duplex that seems out of place in the neighborhood. And so it's not a really pleasant view, to be honest with you, right? And it's the north. And as you know, because the north, there's not all the light, it's not a good view. So I just figured, why not I still want some light, I want air. That was the idea,
Okay.
right?
So here's what I say about that.
What?
You can get shades that roll up from the bottom, okay?
Yeah.
And from the outside, then it still looks like it belongs. You block
All
the
right,
view
so
down
like-
below,
Yeah.
and sometimes maybe you want to drop that and really get the whole window.
I see it. So just to
you
confirm,
can
like,
control,
these bigger windows, move them
yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
To the north
now that's
side.
going to be a bathroom. So a
Yeah.
bathroom, I probably don't want like a full window in the bath. And I think there's going to be a
But
toilet
there's
already.
there's an example of a smaller.
A smaller one
double
over. Yeah. I'll have the architect
Okay.
figure that. That's his job.
Think double hung.
Double. Yeah. Help me with
And
the terminology.
just double hung.
Move the double hung to the north
Okay.
side, basically.
Uh,
All right.
ju-
And I'll just tell the
in
architect,
gen-
figure
in
it out.
general,
All right.
I would use- I have another, no, that was a question. That was
So
the
just
first, that was
so
a question.
for my own understanding, if you don't mind, Is it to maintain like the consistency of the aesthetics going around the house? Is that basically the idea? So you just have
It's more in keeping with
the traditional,
the historic elements that make this special.
Okay.
So.
because these narrow windows are more modern in
Right.
feature, I guess. So that's the
Yeah,
idea is if you have like.
see it on
yeah,
a
yeah.
contemporary house.
Yeah, I see. I get it.
You see that? You understand?
I understand it. Yeah, and also I guess it's north, but it is a little. The window's window, and
Yeah,
more
so
light the
you-
better, right?
good-
So yeah, I get it.
good
Yeah.
And this facade is quite noticeable, visible from this sidewalk. So-
Yeah, and also if you're coming down Central from
Right.
from the north side, then you're seeing it. So I get it. Yeah.
Did-
And also because of the way the house kind of is in the corner, it jets out a little bit. So
Did your architect say anything? What I don't see are on the front elevation, I see a top rail and maybe a bottom rail to a.
Oh, there's for the steps you're referring to?
No, across the porch. Usually there are balusters.
I think they're there. He just didn't put them in. Like you see, are they in the picture?
They're not in the drawing.
They're not. Oh, they should be in the photos, but they're there. He just didn't put them in the drawing.
So they're
They're
vertical
existing there,
wood
yeah,
balusters.
yeah.
And, okay. We never get gutters drawn, but that's another thing. I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Mike?
This might be more for the architects on the commission, but the roof comes right up to the top, right? And, I guess more for us, we typically want to see it a little bit subordinate, right, to the original building. Should it be?
You're taking some of Stephen's thunder.
Oh, I'm stealing Stephen's thunder. I'm gonna let Stephen handle this one. Go ahead.
Okay, you're on.
Just staying on the front yard, before I forget, I did visit the site, and are you painting the front stairs and balusters and porch as part of the project? Eventually, it's presently pressure-treated wood.
I was probably going to have it sanded. I liked having it wood, so I'll probably just have it restained if I could.
Stained,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So to go to my report quickly, it's a very altered, let's call it folk Victorian house. I think it's probably about 125 or 30 years old. It is presently all clad in vinyl siding, and I think it's somewhat significant if you look at the setbacks that this property has to comply with in today's zoning, just how little really buildable footprint you have. And I think that's somewhat of a concern maybe for the broader neighborhood, just over time, to be mindful of that as the planning board, I think, theoretically comes to you guys to look for input on maybe where the zoning needs to be modified. I think you could really have an issue in this neighborhood where there's a lot of small, oddly built houses, and 25-foot setbacks are practically existing in none of them. So a lot of people may, look to alter their houses and maybe looking at needing to tear them down instead of what we're dealing with tonight here at 18th Central, where they're working with what they have and altering it. The character-defining features of that property are going to include, as the applicant said, that's a very compact building. It's a two-story volume, the pitch gable roofs we'll talk about, and the relatively unadorned facade. I dug up a map from 1890. The house isn't there. It appears in 1907. And as I mentioned, there's that shed. What kind of looks like an addition seems to have at least been present 120 years ago. And there was a garage structure in the back that I don't think is there presently. And the porch and the main two-story dwelling were all intact a long time ago. And we're applying primarily standard number 9 from the Secretary of the Interior tonight about compatible yet differentiated additions. I think overall the addition is compatible. It would help. As Commissioner Graham said, if the roof line of the addition could be a couple feet lower than the existing, provided the pitches still work out. I think that would help people understand the existing old 125-year building versus this new addition.
Yeah.
Keep the old in slightly higher prominence or hierarchy versus this addition. And it would also help kind of differentiate between old and new, which is something that's important, so you can understand a neighborhood is an assemblage of, different things over time, which I think is just fine. I assume that the addition is going to be all vinyl clad.
That's the idea.
Okay. And then I don't know, if I go back to the pictures, if there are corner boards. It kind of looks like there are. Okay. And the windows we spoke about, I agree that specifically we're talking about the ground floor office/bedroom north window being changed to a double hung, and then also what's labeled as bedroom number 3, changing that north window to a double hung. And I think those are two good suggestions that would help stay
Also,
compatible.
just to
Yep.
clarify, the double hung request was only on the office/bedroom on the first floor and the second floor bedroom, is that correct?
Let me just trace.
I don't
through.
care how many,
Okay, all right, as long as there's like one, okay.
just make them vertical.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, yeah.
Double hung.
Well, I have my
windows.
architect
Put-
figure it out.
Yeah, you could put a couple of them together, you can just do one.
Somehow, yeah.
A pair, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all I had. Did you have
Yeah,
any questions? Matt?
I read I guess what was in the comments section, and I spoke to my architect this morning, and he mentioned that, again, it's not my forte, so he mentioned something about the pitch being different on, maybe if I bring this up, between here and here, and somehow, because the pitches are different here, it was hard to bring this, I guess, to have a line.
Now
that,
that you
know.
see it.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
I will relay that message to him.
I-
And just so I also understand, if you don't mind, the first part you said, if the existing house was, you said it was a little lower, what was that again, if you don't mind restating it?
If the existing house, like the two-story building that you have right
Yeah.
now, if that remains a little higher
A little higher, okay.
than what you're doing for an addition.
I'll pass that on to the architect. to
Yeah,
see.
don't line the
It's-
roofs.
there's a
Don't
re-
line the roof.
right.
Oh, so
Bring it-
there's like a distinction between the old
Right,
house
that's
and
the,
the new,
there's,
okay.
Break
So you
the
got
one
the
apart
existing-
from the other, so the originals.
Somehow make it look like it's,
Distinguish itself.
Yeah, you
As
got
soon
the
as you start running the eave together.
Right.
Yeah.
you're
It
sort of
kinda
trying to
blends
think, but
in,
if you
yeah.
Break it
Yeah.
apart, it helps.
Keep that point and then bring that roof lower than the point.
I have
The
a
new
que-
roof.
Yeah, and I have a question. The current vinyl siding, is that all the same, that same, I don't know. if
Yeah, I
it's-
just recently done it recently, actually. I wasn't thinking long-term, I would have hold off on that, but it's all, I just had it all redone recently, so.
Oh, that's a shame. How are you going to coordinate with the new second floor? Or do you have extra?
Well, it's fairly, only like maybe a year or two old, so I would imagine the
Oh, so you
manufacturer's
think you're
still.
going to be able to match it?
I would hope so, yeah, because the
Okay.
manufacturer's probably still around, apparently it's one of the more popular manufacturers. I paid a little extra for the so-called recycled version,
Right.
and the energy efficient one, so hopefully it's still around, so.
And just out of curiosity, did you put vinyl on top of clapboard wood, or did you?
It was, oh God, it was that material where I had to put it on top because it would have been really expensive to remove it. What's that, I can't think of it.
Is it a?
Okay.
I'm not,
All right, I
you know
just-
what I mean. I had to
right,
put it
all
on
right.
top, basically. Yeah, that's what it was
Okay, I
recommended,
just
yeah.
wondered if what the original
It
was still
wasn't wood.
there.
If
and
it was
you're-
wood, I would have kept it.
Right, okay,
I
that was
follow
my
the
point.
spirit. That's why I use real wood porch, my porch, and I'm gonna have real wood in the back. I like wood,
Right,
and I'll pay extra to have it restained because I like wood. so.
okay, all right. thank you. Do you have another comment?
I have a couple comments.
Yes, okay.
What happened to the window in the attic? In
Oh.
the front elevation? When I look at the
Oh.
existing, there's a window.
Oh, he just probably didn't put it in the drawing. It's not gonna move, it's not gonna.
Okay,
yeah,
so it belongs there.
Yeah.
And then, if you look at the windows in the front, as
Yeah.
they are, oh, you're not changing those windows at all. See, it makes it hard for us to look at this because those windows actually have a center.
Where the drawing
board.
doesn't, yeah.
They're more like the ones on the right.
Yeah.
So we can't tell that you're tying that all together. But that looks like that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing,
And
yeah,
you're keeping
yeah.
the window up above. And the two doors on the front elevation are those doors to the left?
There's doors, yeah, we put them in, yeah.
Yeah, so that all opens up, you can open up the whole.
Could open it up, yeah.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, and those doors are going to remain.
That's correct.
Okay. No more questions.
Mr. Sweeney?
Are we in questions or comments?
Oh, that was, all right, now we'll go to
No, I'll
comments.
just give, my comments would echo it. I think the only one side that I focused on that seems inconsistent with the rest of the building and the rest of the history is the right side.
The right side elevation?
The
Okay.
windows that are mentioned, they seem so bizarre and out of character, and certainly out of historic character.
All right.
So that's my,
No, I appreciate it.
that's my only view.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the comment because, you know, it's not really, you know, it's not my forte. So I'm just kind of taking people's views and I appreciate it, you know? But yeah.
The point is, it's very visible.
Yeah, I know, and I get the
And
point
so
too.
it's not,
It does
not
look more
something
modern.
that's hidden in the back. that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't see. This
it does look
this
more
is
modern, right? Yeah,
extremely
you're right.
visible, yeah.
I didn't think, I was looking at more practical, because in my mind, I kept the original house, I wanted to keep it original, but everything else, I was like, I just want to be as practical as possible, right? But I see your point. It's like, well, it doesn't match, right? You're trying to like, but I say, yeah, I'll see, hopefully the architect will make that work.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll back up to since you brought it up.
Yeah.
Just think of, you're going to be in that room. One wall is going to be double hungs, and up here is going to be this awning window. It's also like you're looking at the front of this, and you go around the corner and go, I'm someplace else. You know, I'm in a different world. Okay?
No,
So
I
that's
get it.
how, you
Yeah,
know,
I get
just
it. The only challenge
that
the challenge I have with that, the only thing, and I'll try to make it work, because I understand, is the house is small, the rooms are small, right? And so the more windows you have, the less maneuver you have for couches and desks, and you know what I mean? And so I have to kind of figure
Okay.
that out too, but we'll figure it out, right?
Well,
Yeah.
here's a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, a lot of these small houses or homes in Montclair have a dining room where they have a sideboard, and above it is a transom window, but not an awning modern.
Explain what a transom window is.
It's broken into smaller panes. It looks like it belongs with this style of architecture. That not this window though, not this
Okay.
awning window.
So roughly, I mean, if you could decide visually what a transom window is, I'm not.
This is a transom
Which
window,
one?
but it's done in a modern way.
Oh,
as an
okay.
awning
So
window.
if I could ask them to do a
If you just did
historical
fixed-
transom window.
Just do a fixed transom that's broken up into panes of glass. That you would have seen in a lot of old houses in Montclair and other places. And that would give you the wall, that would give you the privacy and the wall space.
Okay.
And then maybe change out the other ones.
The
to
smaller
double
windows,
hungs.
the square,
give
like
you
the little
those.
So
square
the
ones.
the two vocabulary words I'm learning, double hung and transom. I got to
Transom.
remember that. I have to repeat it so I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Giuliano?
I don't have any additional comments that haven't already been said by the other commissioners. I think going to a more vertical rectangular window on the sides will
Makes
make it
sense, okay.
look a lot more in keeping with the front of the house. And I think differentiating the roof lines is a good way to, keep it so that it doesn't look like it's, it differentiates it. Both rooms can handle it. You can drop the plate height down to like 7 feet at the front wall for both of those rooms. It's the back of the bathroom and the front of the bedroom. And that'll be able to let you have the roof line be a little lower than the main house.
Okay. The only thing I'm concerned about is translating what you guys said on the roof to the architect.
Oh, it's a
beautiful.
historic preservation tenant. He'll understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I'll be
you.
writing you a
recorded.
report that summarizes everything that they've suggested.
Oh, good. So I
And
can
then
just
you
forward it
call-
off to
yeah.
them.
And you can call me if you have any questions
Okay,
about
I'll just say to
anything.
deal with it. All right, no, that's what I'm paying.
All right, but
Right, yeah.
before, Ms. Floyd,
That's why he sent you by yourself.
Yeah, well, he's kind of far away too, but you
I
know.
mean, I am in agreement with that. With the windows, I'm not a fan of it all, so I think that what Commissioner mentioned as far as the adjustment with the, it can be perfect. Secondly, the attic attic window is not on your plans, and neither are the baluster. So I know you keep saying that they're not on the plans that we're doing them. I would assume that anything that we would support here would be based on.
That would existing, yeah, that's going to stay, yeah,
Okay.
correct.
We would write that, you would write
That would be
that
in the
as,
report, yeah, that would be in the report.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and just, I would echo what my fellow commissioners said, and the windows, the issue with the windows, enlarging the windows on the side, the roof line, as what Mr. Smolin said, the roof line should be subordinate to the new roof line, the new gable roof line should
Yeah.
be subordinate to the original, and the, and the things that were missing on your plan really should be on the plan before it goes to the, is
Oh,
this the
he means as
zoning
far as the
board?
drawings, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, on the drawings, so which is the window in the attic that's on the front facade.
Oh, yeah, that'll be on there, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and then the
railings.
the
The railing, yeah.
balustrade and railings.
Okay. So I'll review that with the architect, and I'll get, Zane, if you don't mind, I'll come back with you with questions
Right.
on his feedback from the architect.
Yeah.
Because
And
I'm not sure, like, when you're talking about the roofing, like, I have to see what his ideas are, and then if, you know, I need to just inform myself a little bit better on that topic, but I'll work with Zane
Yeah.
to get through, yeah.
Okay. Hey, your architect will know all these terms.
It probably makes sense for a design review committee review as well of the new plans. I mean, we're making our suggestions, and these changes
That's
could
a good
go many
idea.
different directions.
Yeah.
So maybe we should also have a design review committee, just overview after the second set of plans are done.
When is this due to go to the?
That doesn't go before the whole board. That's something we can schedule off
It's like ad hoc
at
or something?
at everybody's convenience.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when does this go to the zoning board?
Potentially.
May 21st, was it? Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully May 21st.
May 21st?
May 21st?
Okay, so there's time.
Well, there's time. So what we would do, we have a 3-person committee that will review the plans.
And it would be, the plan's going to be like this, or would they be like enhanced or something?
Just, no, you could just update this with our
With those, the
comments.
suggestions that you
Okay,
have on
and
your.
what's missing.
Okay,
And, you know, generally, people write down what the materials are, so we know what the materials are.
okay.
Asphalt shingles to match the existing. I don't know.
Everything's
That-
going to be matching as much as I could match, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah,
that's
just so you
what's
have it written
missing.
so it's
That's
clear.
what's missing
Yeah,
to me to one of the many things are missing in terms of complete expression of what it is. So, but you could come back with these revised,
Okay.
So that's right.
and we'll meet with you.
Revised plans. But,
With the awning, with the siding, you might end up with a different color lot, you know, the fact that they didn't do it all at the same time, even if it's the same company. So you want to make sure that those colors are matching properly when you order them.
Yeah, I will, yeah. I don't want them off. I don't want them, I'd rather not, right, so.
Yeah.
okay. Any other questions for us?
No?
All right. So you'll be in touch, Zanab will be in touch with you.
Okay.
And we'll see you at the.
The only comment I would just make is I'm not, like, I've talked to other neighbors, and their idea was to tear the whole thing down. I'm like, no. So
Oh,
I'm,
well, we're
I
glad you didn't do
understand.
that.
It's a much better way to
I'm
go.
with you guys, like, I want to keep the.
Yeah.
Well, then you'd have to come with a demo permit.
Yeah,
We're
that'd be-
tough
no,
on that.
So you
I
can-
want to
that's-
keep the spirit, right? I understand. I'm actually pretty proud because, you know, how many people, at least in the United States, I'm from Michigan originally, could say I live in a 130-year-old house, right? It's like, so I'm pretty proud of that. I want to keep it, at least this part. So,
Yeah. And
you
we
know, the fact
appreciate
that-
that as well.
We appreciate that.
Right, yeah, and the fact that there was like no bathroom or running water, I guess, when the house was built, right? I think it's kind of cool. And that, actually, when if I get into stories now, but when we first bought the house and I was doing work around, we found like in the backyard, we found coal. You know, like it's been around. You know, it's like it's been around.
Cool.
So yeah, so I know the neighborhood's changing. I've been there 15 years. Hopefully, to be there a lot longer. But want to keep as much as we can with it, right? So.
That's
So
great.
we
Appreciate
look
it.
forward to.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so we're all clear with that, correct? Okay, great. And then our last thing on the agenda is discussion. And I had brought up last month about the intersection of the affordable housing and historic preservation. But we really don't have anything to discuss on that unless somebody has formulated their idea. And so I guess it was yesterday, I started to look at different, documents about affordable housing, and the National Park Service has a YouTube video about it. So I was going to ask the commission, everybody to, I'll ask Zanab to send it to you, and if you could watch that for next month, that maybe then we can have a discussion, because
Go ahead.
because the affordable housing plan which is by the planning board is due June, what?
June
Well, the
30th.
housing element.
I'm sorry, the housing element.
Yeah.
June 11th.
June 30th.
Oh, June 30th, okay.
Great.
So what my thought was is that the Historic Preservation Commission should have some input into what that statement to what is planning to happen.
I agree.
Is there anything else going on with that plan, that element, the housing element that you know of, that you can let us know?
Can
No?
I ask you a question? So this is something where they're going to ratify accessory dwelling units in Montclair, or make them easier to be built in Montclair, or?
Well, that's,
Designates-
that was the council, right, who ratifies that, correct? So we
But-
have, this is, we are doing the review, the planning board is doing a review of the master plan, and it'll be an expression of, policy, right?
Okay.
But things like accessory dwelling unit and those are governed by the council.
Will ultimately the zoning ordinance be amended so that these can be built as of right? Or that you will need to go before the planning board and zoning to get things approved?
I would assume they would still have to get it approved.
So they are permitted as of right
Never mind, I tried to take that
in
back.
R1 and R2 zones, limited to like 347-8 is the ADU ordinance. You still have to go through the zoning board, or not the zoning board, the zoning officer to get approval for that.
But he will review it based on that ordinance, okay?
Exactly.
But there's no formal review before any board?
Only if there's a
Okay.
variance required.
See, I think we could have some input, yeah.
Especially in historic district.
Yeah, or any, yeah, just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are they going to change the square footage? Are they seeking to increase it? Because now it's 800 square feet, correct?
That's not the pending ordinance, it's to increase the length of the walls, like the maximum wall length permitted for ADUs,
But not internal, but not the square
not
footage?
the square footage.
Oh, okay.
Just to give people more flexibility, because I think it was 24 feet, they're moving it up to 30. Pending.
You're right, it's 24 is the maximum
Yeah.
dimension.
Okay.
So when we talked about the 144 Union, we basically dealt with those two intersections of conflicting policies. One is to allow families to be together, and the other is to have affordable housing. We do the same thing. We have to take into account both of the policies and make judgments. Our focus is historic,
Mm-hmm.
but that one's a good example, because that's what we did. We really looked at it from
But that's because it was brought to us for a reason.
Oh,
If it's as of right,
Yeah.
it doesn't come to us. So I could see some sort of amendment to the zoning ordinance where it still needs to be reviewed by the Historic Preservation.
Oh, it would
Commission.
still, right, if it was a historic
Property.
property, if it was in a,
Yeah, we're still not gonna oppose if it says, for affordable housing, you can ignore.
Correct,
historic
yeah.
preservation. That's
landmark
not-
district, yeah.
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 Yeah, if it's in a local landmark site or district, it would still come to the
us.
historic, yeah.
But it'd be as of right as far as planning goes or zoning goes.
If it's in the right zone and
it's
complies
the
with
right
the ordinance,
size
yeah.
and all those other things,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll have this discussion further next month. The other thing is, last month, John, you had a great idea for our sesquicentennial celebration.
I've forgotten already. I've forgotten already.
I thought you- So anyway, I want
remind
to
me.
form a committee
Just
of
limited to
3.
celebrate.
Yeah. John, you should be on it.
Okay,
I'll
As soon as you
volunteer.
tell me what I said.
For this celebrate, which is next year, 2027, right? No, it's 26. It was about houses.
Yes, and periods of houses.
Right, and
it's about grading some.
starting with 18th century houses and then going forward with that, so.
And what was the idea, to put together some a little flyer? that
Well,
shows
send a
that?
card to people that have like the house on Valley Road, the Dutch brownstone. There's one on North Mountain. And then your idea was to expand it and maybe do more of a,
Overall history.
right, history of
development
development in Montclair, and either put on the website, or maybe we could get Montclair
okay,
Local
okay,
to
yeah.
run it, just some type of
Okay.
publicity. All right? So who wants to be on this
It's
committee?
150, and
No, it's 250.
250, wow.
Right.
What's two?
I'll
Well, it's
volunteer.
What's 250 years?
wait,
No, I'm just saying.
1776, right?
Oh, for these,
1870.
I thought you were
It's
thinking, I'm thinking
assessed with-
Montclair, because
no,
it's
assessed-
1868 was Montclair, I
assessed
see.
with- And I was talking to
For-
somebody on council, and they said, oh,
The
we have
US,
to- right,
250,
we
I
have
see.
to do
Yeah.
something for that.
I gotcha.
And I thought, we
Yeah.
have such a wealth here that
Yeah.
it would be great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but we don't need to worry about that. I won't start
Well,
haranguing you until, like, maybe after Christmas. Okay, and then the other thing is, Mr. Graham brought up the rewrite of the master plan. We've been talking about that for the HP element of the, that we need to do it. So when is that due by, Zanab?
I think the master plan
Because
is.
ours current is 2017, the one that,
Statutorily, I think we have to have the master plan finalized by next year, but the housing element is this year.
okay.
But I don't know, given the relationship with the housing element, maybe we want to take a look at the HPC, the historic preservation element now.
Well, I think that would be something that
Yeah.
we should certainly keep in mind.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe, this summer, I don't know, we'll be able to lull, we had a lull this month, but we'll pick up, and then maybe over the summer, maybe, well, I'm just putting our notice, so like maybe
Yeah.
next month we can put together a committee that would look at the HP element of the master plan. Because we weren't looking for a rewrite, because our master plan is done, I think, it's a pretty good master plan for HP, but there are certain things that need to be updated. And we also, I would love to be able to give public input, have a public meeting, that if people in the, want to recommend, more potential proposed historic districts. Because now I think we have 13, but we have 16, I can't remember. All right, well, having said that, is there any other discussion? All right, so it's 5 to 9. Who would like to make a motion?
I move to adjourn.
Adjourn.
I'll move it.
All right, thank you, everybody. See you at the next meeting, May 15th. And don't forget, 7 o'clock, we'll do the award ceremony.